Tesla. They're the company that is daring to push the automotive world, not just into the next generation, but help make the world run on electric cars. And though it took them well over a decade, they're finally making progress on that front. They're well and truly cranking out various kinds of electric cars and making them more affordable than many that have come before. As such, many other car companies are trying to replicate their success with their own cars and have Tesla no longer be the leading maker of electric vehicles. So with that in mind, allow us to show you Tesla's biggest electric car competition. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 10. Jaguar One Pace. You might think that only the common car makers are the ones trying to match Tesla and their electric car building, but not true. The first luxury electric car from a mainstream manufacturer to directly challenge Tesla at the high end is the I-Pace. It delivers on its brief with standout handling dynamics, first-rate interior quality, and a striking design that is slightly more SUV. It stands the standard for ride and handling among its all-electric peers, delivers strong performance from within its twin 197 horsepower motor, and feels like what a premium branded electric car should: an unshackled, clean sheet design. Now, there are a few small problems with this car, including how the Tesla does have a much longer range with its Roadster, but there are many things that I-Pace does right that will get people's attention, and many people would love to say that they have a Jaguar. Plus, since it's an electric Jaguar, we bet it'll be easier to maintain than their usual models. Let's just say that have some issues at times. Number 9. Polestar 2. Now, you may remember the Polestar 1, the muscular 600 horsepower plug-in hybrid GT built by Volvo's environmentally friendly subsidiary, but it is the Polestar 2 that really demonstrates the kind of car this young brand wants to make, and something that could challenge Tesla in the long run. The Polestar's fundamental architecture is shared with the Volvo XC40, but the stark exterior design, warm interior ambiance, Android-developed infotainment, and the 402 horsepower all-electric powertrain make it almost unrecognizable from any other Volvo-based car in terms of its character. The 78 kilowatt battery then yields around 300 miles of range, depending on whether you want to go for the performance pack and charge at speeds of up to 150 kilowatts. This puts it on par with certain Tesla models, and thus makes it something to look out for in the future. Number 8. Porsche Taycan. Yep, here is another luxury car brand. Porsche has hit the electric car market with style that you would expect from them. The Taycan, a four-door fast Grand Tour that is slightly smaller than the company's existing Panamera model, but is certainly not the lesser car of the two. Tested in the top of the range 751 horsepower, it's deft and well-controlled handling. It is super responsive and urgent performance, but also has clear driver focus, which remains rare to find among electric cars. Surprisingly tight body control, considering it's a 2.3-ton car, fine steering response, and beautifully tuned controls really distinguish the car's dynamic character. Due to be available in several less powerful versions with WLTP certified battery range of up to 280 miles and capable of charging of up to 270 kilowatts, the Taycan represents the state of the electric car art in so many ways. The car is out there now, so if you want a luxury electric car, here's a good one for you to go for. And while Tesla does make their own kind of electric luxury car, Porsche, well, they're Porsche. Number 7. Rivian R1T. Now, if you don't know about Rivian, they're a startup that followed in Tesla's path of wanting to create electric vehicles that can help change the world. They have a few models that are aiming to come out soon, but let's focus on their electric truck, the Rivian R1T. This truck will be able to go 0 to 60 in about 4.7 seconds, have a range between 230 to 400 miles depending on how you push the truck, your payload, and the variant you have, and its price is going to be about $69,000. Now, it is easy to go and say that the mileage and speed output isn't on par with Tesla, but considering this is a truck and not a car, that's not really fair. Plus, Tesla is going to be coming out with their first electric truck this year, and that means the R1T is a direct rival to it. Plus, it has a more traditional feel, unlike Tesla's model. One of the key elements of this ride is that there are 4 battery packs in it, and each one is connected to a wheel, allowing a unique all-wheel drive experience. Tesla blew us away with their rides despite being a startup, so maybe a fellow one like Rivian will be the one to challenge them the most. Number 6. Ford F-150 Electric. Now, it may have taken them a while, but Ford is finally getting into the electric car business. They're working on a car model via the Mach-E, but keeping the truck thing going, let's talk about the Ford F-150 Electric. There's honestly not too much known about the truck and its capabilities, but Ford did note that its range, depending on the battery you have, is at least 300 miles, which would be very good for a truck. Now, going in their favor is that Ford is big and a respected brand, and the F-150s are known to get stuff done. So you can bet that whatever their Ford F-150 does as a whole, it'll be built Ford tough, as they don't want to alienate their loyal buyers with an inferior truck. And there will be some who would much rather have a Ford model than a Tesla model because of Ford's long standing in the industry. Number 5. Bollinger B2. Here is another heavy-duty ride that is aiming to make a splash by going electric. It is the Bollinger B2. Now, right off the bat, this ride has a problem as its price is estimated at $125,000, and that means you could get 2 Tesla Model Ys for that amount. Also, its range is only about 200 miles and its towing capacity is only 7,500 pounds. Not the best. So why is it a challenge to Tesla? Because while it may have a boxy look, that look is meant to allow for the maximum amount of storage and versatility. This ride acts like the building block set where you can raise and lower various parts of the truck to suit whatever your payload is at that time. It can hold on its frame about 5,000 extra pounds of weight, and it is an off-road vehicle, meaning that it will make some big impact with those that need a truck that can handle a good payload while also not be gas guzzling. Number 4. Tesla Cybertruck. Now, you might think it's odd that Tesla would be a rival to Tesla, but that's honestly part of the company's MO. They want to do better than themselves with each electric car they make, which brings us to the Cybertruck. Its weird shape and atypical look don't wow people upon debut, but Tesla promised that this will be worth it and could change the world in terms of how trucks as a whole are viewed. It is said to be able to have a range of over 400 miles and yet also fit an ATV in its trunk, so it'll live up to the truck needs. But will people buy it though? That still remains to be seen. Number 3. Audi Q4 e-tron. Now we're going to step away from trucks to talk SUVs, and the e-tron is one that might catch your eye in certain ways. Its price is only $45,000, it has a range of 250 miles on a single charge, and it has a decent top speed of about 112 miles per hour. So while it may not be the most powerful or fastest electric vehicle out there, it is reliable, and it is cheaper than most Tesla models, and that goes a long way with some people. Number 2. Mercedes-Benz EQA. And back to the luxury car companies we go. Mercedes-Benz are aiming to have about 10 different models of electric car by 2022, and their third model in that line is the EQA. With a range of 250 miles, it'll rival Tesla, but just as important, its price isn't Mercedes-ish, as it's going to be a range between $45,000 to $50,000, which obviously puts it right up against models like the Tesla Y. Now, to be clear, there is potential for these specs to change as the production model hasn't been fully vetted, but still, this could be a big win for Mercedes-Benz. Not to mention, they're still making more models, each of which could potentially rival Tesla. Number 1. Nissan Ariya. Finally, there's Nissan, with their upcoming electric car, the Ariya, which is an SUV that is aiming to release this year. The ride will be able to have a range of about 300 miles, as well as having a base price of $40,000, more than enough to fight off Tesla in the stats of that matter. The only problem is that at present, it is just a concept car, and after the Ariya, you shouldn't expect more EVs until about 2023. But if this is what we get for a while, it might just be enough to shake things up in the electric car industry. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the car companies that are trying to capitalize on how Tesla is doing with their electric cars and beat them to the money making? Are you shocked that so many companies are going and making electric cars now? Do you feel that any of these cars today would be good rivals to Tesla? Or is Tesla just so far ahead of the rest that it won't matter? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.